general physical preparedness.
Yeah. At Penn State, you're majoring in what?
Kinesiology. Like when I was in the military.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Big Man Cabana. I'm your host, Matthew J. Lepore, and a good buddy of mine now is stepping in the cabana. We have Mr. Wade Bechtel, unrelated to Bechtel Road, that's by here. Not that any of you would understand what that means, but if you weren't from Collegeville, Pennsylvania, you'd get it.
Yeah.
So, Wade, I bothered you, I pestered you.
Yeah.
You finally came on,
Yep.
and here we are.
Here we are.
So, you've never done anything like this. This is all completely new to you.
Yeah.
Were you nervous coming in or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, kind of gave off a casting couch vibe.
Well, we are
Just a little
We
bit.
are on a black couch.
Yeah.
There is a camera.
We have room for Jesus. So, yeah, we're good.
I a little bit ago, just last week she was on, recorded and did go up last week. She was like, are we gonna be sitting on a black couch? I'm like, yeah. She was, there gonna be a camera, obviously.
Of course.
The only difference, she goes, the only difference to that one video is that there's microphones, and I'm like, dude, but
Visible microphones.
visible microphone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess they do have.
They probably got one up there.
What are they
out
called?
of
It's
the
like a
shot.
sound. Yeah. So like I say, like every week, you are a connoisseur of so many things. You landscape, and it's your own business, right?
No. So I work for Sassafras Landscaping.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
An LLC owned by one guy out of Collegeville.
Mhm.
I work for him Monday through Friday usually.
Oh, nice.
But then on the weekends, I go out and I do my own thing.
Dude, I have to. If it's okay with you, later on, I'll put the pictures up on the. It's not a green screen. It's totally a TV behind us. But it's like these. It's really nice. Like and I've told you this before. Your landscaping is beautiful.
Thanks.
And to be able to do that on like the days we've had
Yeah.
with like sun just pouring down on us the other day, we had all those fires from Canada coming down. So, dude,
That was fun.
so what was that like being being outside, working all that kind of stuff when like they're telling everyone to be inside?
So what was it? Wednesday?
Yeah,
It was like the first like really. I remember this. Tuesday night it was like coming in. Wednesday was really bad, and then Thursday was like, according to the index, still bad, but not as bad as the day before. Wednesday we worked. I think it was like from 8 to 2:30, and it was like we could have kept going, but at that point we're like we should probably stop. And then,
oh my dude!
And then the next day, so that night, my boss, he was on vacation, so it was just me and a couple other guys.
Yeah.
And that night, he texted me and he said, "If you don't want to work tomorrow, you don't have to." And we had like 6 or 7 houses left. The other guy that I work with lives over in Percy.
Okay.
And I told him about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming." And I was like, because we haven't mowed in a while because it's been so dry. So I was like, I'm just gonna bang these out real quick and do them. And I did. And Thursday night, I was like laying in bed and I was feeling it. I was feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Oh
like
my god.
my face was just messed up. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
I mean, I'm
dude.
good. I'm good now.
Well,
so
that's good.
knock on wood.
Knock on wood. I just never thought about it, and then it wasn't until I saw your one Instagram post. You like a girl was gonna hate me saying this. Was like, "You looking all good, man. You looking nice and slick with like all your equipment, and you're just doing this beautiful landscaping." And I'm like, "Yo, he was outside all day," and all I was seeing on, I know it's Instagram and TikTok, but it's like you shouldn't go outside. That's saying it's super unhealthy to be out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is what he does. Like this is his job."
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So one of the things that I've always wondered is like, so I'm on my feet all day. I'm a sous chef. So my point being is like I'm constantly working. You don't know who's gonna break. What is it like now being as strong as you are, being a power lifter, competing, having a coach? You now get up in the morning, or you do go in the afternoon. What is it like working all day, killing yourself, and then going to the gym and killing yourself?
So I would say the biggest thing is hydration.
Yeah.
Depending on how much I drink that day is how much I'm going to be hurting that day. I only work out 4 days a week, 2 of those days being Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I've been losing a lot of weight also.
Yeah.
And
You look
that's
good,
from
dude.
just burning more calories at work and probably not eating enough. And I really feel that with my squat. Like 405 now feels like a near max. some days.
Oh no.
Where like a month or month and a half ago, I did 475 for once. Just a gym thing.
Yeah.
But squats definitely been taking a toll. Deadlift's hanging around, and then bench is fine.
Okay.
Not that I have a monster bench or anything,
Yeah,
but
I hear you.
But it's you just got to work around it. How I look at it is GPP, general physical preparedness.
Yeah.
So when I get to the gym after work, I just if I'm benching, squatting, whatever, I just start. I don't do any warm up routine because my body's already warm from all that work I've been doing all day. So why tax myself trying to warm up when I'm already primed?
That's smart, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm creating anything new here, but
well, no, I know, but there's so I guess it's ironic that I'm wearing Westside. Well, that what he would always coach his lifters, and I learned this from Zach Santangelo. I don't know if you know, decently tall Hawaiian guy. It's all the same. But he was telling me, he goes, when he was studying over there, they would always train their lifters to be able to lift it at any capacity and always have general general
physical preparedness.
Yeah. And that was always good because a lot of those guys could just go in there and squat anything they needed to.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind that you guys can just be on your feet, moving rocks, digging, just being out in the heat all day, and then just walk into a gym and be like, all right, it's time to go.
Yeah. On some days, like going to the gym's kind of like an easy part, depending on what we're doing that day. If it's a day where we're mowing and trimming, it's no harm, no foul either way. But if we're doing, like 7-10 yards of mulch, like actual landscaping, like bending over, pulling weeds and stuff all day, that's just tax on your low back. And those days are pretty rough. But it's just how it's a mindset, how you work around it.
So how'd you get into landscaping? Was it just something that you did when you were younger that just transferred over, or something you loved? Or
I would say I got into working with this company because I have a friend who worked for this company like since he was in high school.
Oh, okay.
So for about 6 or 7 years now, and then he got me working with him. I really enjoy it. It wasn't something I thought I was gonna like, but working for someone you enjoy working for is a big help. Enjoying the people you work with is cool, and I'm someone who likes to see the work that I'm doing and like the satisfaction of it being completed.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's what I really get off on is seeing,
that's nugget, dude.
Like if you end up putting any like before and afters, like you'll see some of them are like they look like a lost cause, but you put enough work into them.
Well, I've seen your photos on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that's impressive. Like people don't understand, like, and maybe I'm just naive, but I do think that's an art form. To be able to go and look at something, and be like, okay, we take this hedge here, we curve it this way, we can do trimming, and I know that sounds, I guess, I don't know all the what terminology.
Yeah.
But like it is, and it's cool, and it seems like you enjoy that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So then you were there. When did you start working for them?
That was after the semester ended in like early May.
Okay.
Spring and fall, I go to Penn State Berks.
Nice.
So like this is more or less like a summer job, but I was thinking about it like a few weeks ago when the government was talking about cutting or what is it, defaulting?
Yeah.
And so I go to school because of the GI Bill, and I was the VA would have money through July, but after that they get cut off. So I was thinking, if I can't go to school on a GI Bill, I guess I'll just landscape because I enjoy doing it. It's good money. I think it's a valuable skill to have in your back pocket. You can always default on that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're always gonna need it. It's like ACE or HVAC.
Yeah.
You're always gonna need it.
Oh yeah. You're always, in some capacity, right? So.
That's actually really smart. That's a really smart. And you can start a lot of people have started like really good landscaping businesses. Yeah. Like Wojin, he started one. They actually live.
They're like right on Ridge Pike, right?
Oh,
you're talking about Wotan's?
Wotan's.
Yeah.
They used to live. I know, like when I was younger, we were close with his son, his younger son, and they lived like right down here, right off of Old State. Maybe he's on Ridge now, but like, yeah, dude, like it's a fantastic skill.
Oh yeah.
You're always gonna need it,
especially in this area.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the majority of people might not want to do their own yard work, or you have lawns that are not small but not big.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what do I do with this? So
exactly.
you call someone who's an experienced landscaper,
Sure.
and they can really scape the land, make it look the way you want it to.
So, now with all of this, right? Was this like a really? I mean, obviously, it sounds like it was a big fear, but with this whole defaulting, like, were you obviously you were prepping, you're becoming working on landscaping. Were you worried this was truly going to affect your schooling?
I mean, yeah, if the economy defaults
Yeah.
and the government shuts down and no one's getting paid, I'm not saying that school is worthless. I'm just saying that I'm not going to go to school after I've been promised it's going to be paid for. So in that period of not having funding, I will not be going to school and accruing debt that I was told it was going to be
Never going to
paid
happen.
off. Yeah. So,
Mm.
I mean, I feel like because I've been in, like, when I was in the military, there was a period, I forget what year it was, the government was shut down for a few days.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It might have been a couple weeks.
I think it was
when people were going down to the monuments in D.C. and mowing them themselves because everything was shut down. So I was in.
Yeah.
I think I missed a paycheck, but it came back eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know when the inevitable collapse.
Dude,
the
that was a scary time.
But, like,
and
they always seem to kind of bring it back around.
Well, they
they
have
raise
to.
they raise the debt ceiling, so it keeps everybody going.
I have
like
my
a
own.
whole
I have my own
different-
views on that, and I know you have not have the same views on
Yeah.
it. And I don't want to get too political. It's just what worries me is, my best friend Ben Archangel. He was just on. He just graduated from Villanova. He's now an officer. Like
Nice.
he'll be in Africa
Wow.
in like 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'll have his first tour, and it's like you see all this stuff, and it's like, well, they're gonna be cutting military funding. I'm like, so you think it's good enough? I don't know. I'm gonna get into this whole tangent, but yeah, I don't know. It freaked out a lot of people because that was a big fear, and whether you either at Sinus, whether at Westchester, you have a lot of people who are over on the GI Bill, and they're doing the whole thing, and it's like, now these people who you promised that you should have money for.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on my high horse, but
I mean, to caveat off of that, it's not just funding for school. Like, that's funding for people who have physical and mental
with
ailments.
the VA,
That gets shut down too. I think
know.
that's the most important part.
I
about
agree.
it. If we're just talking about veteran affairs benefits,
VA,
obviously to me that takes priority. But yeah, like what you were saying, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna get heated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I never served, so it's also like, why, Matt? Why are you getting heated? But it's just like, I don't know. There's the respect that I have for, especially like a lot of you guys, is just it's insurmountable, and I don't know. I don't know. I probably shouldn't really admit this. But over there's a Blue Lives Matter flag. Like it has like the blue stripe, but whatever.
Sure.
But my point being is, so you served. It was the Army.
It was the Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enlisted my junior year with
right,
my
you told me.
with my parents' approval. So I enlisted at 17.
Okay.
And then 2016 when I graduated, went off to boot camp.
Nice.
Got out in 2021, so I did 5 years total in the Marine Corps. I was a
Thank you.
infantryman. Oh, thank you for your support.
Did you go to Dix? Where'd you do boot camp at? Was Fort Dix?
No, Marine Corps. They have two bases for recruit training. They have Paris Island, South Carolina, they have, I think it's San Diego, California.
I remember.
San Diego.
They're all in the Army. Those are Army things. This is
Marine Corps is completely different.
Yeah.
They have a thing where, like, if you're east
I'm also
of the
just an idiot,
Mississippi.
so.
Oh no, it's not.
You go ahead, sorry.
But if you're east of the Mississippi, you go to Paris Island. If you're west of the Mississippi, you go to San Diego, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I want to go to Paris Island so bad. I was there. I was in South Carolina 2 years ago with my buddy Ben, and both of his parents were in the Air Force, and then Ben's obviously going into the Army, and then his grandfather was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So it was like a culmination. Then they got to go golf on Paris Island.
Oh,
And I was like, you guys have so much fun. I hope you guys have a great time.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. So what was that like being 17 or 16, 17, and now making that decision? This is what I want to do. This is what I'm choosing as like the right decision for my life.
I knew at that time, at that point in life, I hated school.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I wasn't failing classes, but I was straight up not having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that if I had to pay, there was no way I was going to. And and like public school now is like if you don't go to college, you're gonna amount to nothing in life, and you're gonna suck. So it's like,
yes,
all right. And I always wanted to be in the military, but it was just that thinking also, where it's like I definitely can't do college because I know I'm gonna hate it even more because I'm paying for it.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's the route that I took. I want to do Marine Corps for like the challenges because you always get fed the I guess the propaganda, right, that Marines are first in last out, like all the motos stuff.
Yeah.
So I figured might as well.
There was the few, the proud, the many, right?
The few, the proud, the Marines.
The Marines.
So I had all the.
Like
all
I said, I'm an
motos
idiot.
stuff.
I hear things and I remember part of them, and then I spit them out, and I was like an idiot.
But I would say if you're going to the military because you want to pay for college and that's your only reason, Air Force. I see so many videos on just like their standard of living. Like their barracks rooms look like the Hilton, Their food looks like great food.
I know on like the military social media, because of Ben and a lot of my other friends, they were all in the RTC, so I would fall on that, and it goes, "Yo, Air Force, what's going on?" And then they're like, "Oh, I'm great. I just stayed at the Hilton for like 2 nights. The pool's great."
Yeah.
And then it's like he goes over to the Army, and he's like all money. He goes, "The trees were great." And then like the Marines, you guys are eating crayons. And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yep. Trust me, I've heard plenty of it.
Yep.
So now that you've been going to school, how was the transition going from the Marine Corps, like strict living? You have a code, you have a creed, you're up at this time, you're eating this time. How was that transition into civilian life?
For me, because I came back home to family and everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I struggled too much. I was really longing for it. Like honestly, like a year in, I was like, I might have messed up. I might have made a bad choice here. So I was really ready. Like when we're in, like when we're still active duty, we'll talk to each other and say, what are you doing when you get out? Like when I get out, like as if we're in prison.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
So I was really looking forward to it. The weirdest part, I would say, was just having your boys with you on a day-to-day basis, and then they're gone.
Valid, yeah.
So like, we keep in touch, but physically being with them is just not the same. Yeah. I would say I need to stay busy to like feel good about myself. If I don't have work, if I don't have school, and I'm just chilling doing nothing, I like kind of get in my head that I need to be doing something, so I just don't feel bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was something that I never really struggled with because I work in the summer and I do school in the fall and spring.
Sure.
So I'm always busy to some extent, but if I wasn't, then I could see things getting bad. Yeah,
ironically enough, that's why him and I started the podcast. We were talking about it, and then once we had that going, I was like, dude, I think I need to do something else. What if I did another one? Like, what if I did more like talking to people and have it like? And that's exactly why it started. Because I was like, I need to do something. I need to be like, I'm just sitting around doing nothing with school or whatever. So I get it. So you're out. Well, what was like your first week like?
I remember I took a I think it was like a week or two hiatus where I didn't do anything, but at the time I had a girlfriend. We did like a trip up to the Finger Lakes in New York. I was like busy with her. Okay. And I was enjoying it. I won't lie. I was enjoying that just
you
because.
You should deserve it. 5 years, hell yeah. You deserve at least 2 weeks.
I had a job lined up though with Haynes and Kibble House.
Oh, H&K, yeah.
Yeah. My dad works for them, so I had a job lined up as a laborer for them. So yeah, I enjoyed my time between. I mean, like I said, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah. You need it.
But then just getting back into work, it was good.
What'd you do over at H&K?
I was a laborer. I worked for. I guess they have like 2 names now, like Reading Site Contractors, but I think now they're officially known as like the Pottstown Division. Okay. They're out of Sanatoga.
Okay.
But I was a laborer, so when you drive by a construction site and you see like a machine on the road, like 10 guys standing around, and then there's probably one guy in a hole, like actually doing work. I was that guy in the hole, or I was one of the 10 standing there doing nothing. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah,
That actually makes a lot of sense because
yeah.
when we were going down to Colorado, we saw it the whole way. We drove, so you would see it. We're like, dude, how nice would it be just to stand there, do nothing, and then eventually go in a hole? Like, obviously, we're joking around being assholes.
Yeah.
But so one thing that I've always wondered, and I got this answer a little bit ago, but I don't know if it was the same for you. So you guys are working on the roads, going holes, whatever it is that you were like contracted to do that day. You always see like signs and little notions around drive slow through work zones.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole. Slow down.
Right.
And I didn't know that the death rate is ridiculous.
I've never looked it up myself, but I mean, officially, I wouldn't say we had any close calls.
Okay.
Because that is a thing. Like, you would report a close call.
Yeah.
Like, we hadn't had any of those officially when I was on the sites that I was at, right?
Yeah.
But I did some work on 422, and I did some turnpike work at night out in Elverson.
Oh, you make me nervous.
And yeah, man, like, you can put up so many signs, people will either not listen to them, or there's this weird kind of herd mentality where if you change up like a traffic pattern, people will want to go through it faster to just like get through it and away from it. I mean, I'm not saying that's the explanation. That's how I think about it.
Oh. So what does that pattern look like? I didn't even stop.
So I mean,
sorry.
So you have like a left and a right lane.
Sure.
Sometimes you got to close a lane so you have lane merge, or sometimes you have like concrete barriers.
Yeah.
Like I remember in 422 heading down towards like King of Prussia for a while. That shit where you have concrete barriers like this and you're like that, and yeah. So sometimes we'll have that on the road doing some snakes and stuff. And like on 422 we just had cones. And I mean yeah, I would say when you're on 422 as a laborer, like a man on the ground, like I don't care what you believe, you're not an atheist. You're like you're saying some frequent prayers. Well, especially with some people coming through, like
dude,
I don't get it.
Neither do I. And the thing is like it costs you nothing. I saw this this like video about like like workers on the side of the road, and it was this guy. It's like 2 a.m. He checks his watch, and it's like obviously digital, so you see the time. Mm-hmm. And this guy zooms past, and he's like, "Whoa, all right." So he takes a little step closer, and then it was like this mom and the dad, and they're in the car. The kids are yelling and yada yada, and they're not paying attention. They're zooming, and it's like happens, and then like one more time, the third one. It was just like the mantra of things, is it goes by, and it's this guy like going down the road, and he's like driving. He's like kind of sleepy. I don't think he was drunk. I think he was just tired because he was yawning. And he goes over the cone, and he hits the guy. And then all the guys come out of the areas, the trucks, and they're like all like, and he goes, "Watch your speed in like work zones." And I was like, "Yo."
Yeah.
It makes me think. And then I ran into an old buddy of mine, and it was just ironic because my one buddy Gio was like, "Yo, I'm stealing you. We're going to the Perky. We're gonna go." And I ran into I'm not gonna name her, but her boyfriend does like construction work on the side of the road, and I was like, "Dude, how prevalent is it?" He goes, "Dude, it happens all the time." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it is a thing." And these guys make buku bucks just because they could die.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "No, people are like actually stupid."
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, and then you think, because I know what my mom thinks, because my dad's out there too. I mean, that's what my dad's done his whole life.
Okay.
His whole adult life, he's worked like construction like that. Yeah. And I know my mom's like,
dude, creds to him, man. Seriously.
Like, do you really have to?
Yeah.
Now, for me, it wasn't as so much a choice. It was like, hey, you're working this job. And it was like, all right.
Yeah.
But someone in a higher up position, I mean, I don't even think it's a choice for them. Yeah. It's like someone has to be there. Someone has to do it. Here's this nice, little lump of cash for you. But, if you die, you die,
And it sucks. And what blows my mind is all you have to do is take a minimum of 5 minutes out of your day to just drive safely.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't even take that long. Usually it's like 30 seconds to a minute. Oh, it's no longer 70 miles an hour. It's 45. It's 30. dude, just
Should probably slow down.
don't be an asshole. That's
Yeah.
there's nothing else to say about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is one thing I've always wondered, because when we were driving there, it was 24 hours. Like there's this, you slow down, and I was like, speed's fine's double, and I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So you were at H&K for how long?
I worked there this summer of 21 and 22, so like 6 months total maybe.
Okay. All right.
But that was in between school years. I didn't really progress anywhere. As far as like advancing from being a laborer to a machine operator,
Oh,
that
nice.
wasn't really in my my scope.
Okay,
But I was a part timer, so
that's fine. Yeah, you're a college kid, dude.
yeah, exactly.
You show up for the summer, you leave.
Yeah.
I get it. We have it right now at Creekside. All the college kids are coming
Uh-huh.
back. Everyone who's not done yet. And
You're like
Yeah.
borderline useless.
please don't get my blood boiling, dog.
Oh shit! I got
So at Penn State, you're majoring in what?
kinesiology, which is the
right, we did talk-
study of the human body and its movement.
Yes, no, I know that because my brother's doing that too. And I don't know if you saw, but last week I had Kayla Sakay on. She's in kinesiology, working on her master's right now at UConn.
Hell yeah.
So ironically enough, I had you, I had Kyle Zess on, I had
Yeah,
Kayla
yeah.
on, and they've all like the Kayla one on Spotify is around like 23, and like it's just people love kinesiology.
Yeah, I think it's one of the fastest growing majors in a university right now, and
It
I
should be,
think the reason for that is, one, you're always going to have patience because people are always going to be around, and then two, with social media booming the way it is, with like, hey, lifting is cool.
Yep.
So people are like, oh, how can I make money and lift? You know, that's a very
That's
bro
smart.
science
No,
basic
but-
way of thinking, but it's true.
But it is very true.
Yeah.
And it's what's always interesting is that you always notice someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to lifting. When like you see how they're putting their sleeves on, or they're squatting in a certain way, and you're like, oh, you're not just a gym bro. You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then you know the people that I'm talking about who don't do that, and you're like, maybe, like, I don't know. But so, kinesiology, how did that start? Were you always just interested in fitness to the protrusion of like, I want to see the scientific aspect of it, or is it, I'll check this out, see where it goes?
For me, it's because I was always on the receiving end of what kinesiologists can do. So I've broken my back twice, and I've blown my left knee once. So I've received a good bit of care from these people. So for me, it's a way that I would like
I
to
didn't know
give.
that.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't
way.
know
It's a
that
way
about
for me to give back in some kind of a sense, being on the opposite end of the table, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Dude, I'm so sorry.
no, I mean,
Was it because of lifting?
it's because how how I was born.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have, your lumbar vertebrae. You have 5.
Yeah.
And then your tailbone.
Yeah.
So where your L5 meets your tailbone, I have an L6. It's an extra vertebrae. It's not supposed to be there.
Oh, you're cool.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm cool, but I don't think so.
I'll call you cool. It's okay.
Thanks.
Screw them all, then.
It's a-
You're cool here.
It's very hindering having it there.
Okay.
So, like, you know how you hinge at your hip.
Yeah.
Having an L6 in there, how I think of it is like having your hand in a door frame. So when that door frame hinges and your hand's in there and it comes slamming shut, that's going to hurt. So not that I'm in physical, constant, agonizing pain every day, but every time I do a squat, every time I do a deadlift, every time I stand up, sit down,
Yeah.
I have that extra vertebrae in there that's getting smashed. And so like the first time that it broke was when I was a youngster in the Marine Corps still. And there wasn't really a specific event. I mean, I guess there might have been like a log run or something we were doing.
Yeah.
And, just wear and tear broke that way.
Oh, dude.
It broke in September of last year. I was at the gym and I was squatting like 335. And I did a rep. It was a single. It didn't feel right. I racked it and I was like, that's weird. Did a little stretching. I went back under the bar, unracked it, took a step back, and was like, yeah, this is messed up. Cranked out another rep.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
See, now
Yeah.
that's bro
So
science.
that probably made it worse.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
anyways, I was down and out for about I'd say probably 2 solid months. The only thing they could do for that was physical therapy.
Yeah, you can't
And
really do
they
much
taught
for it.
me how to strengthen my core, my hips, and my glutes better. And now, I don't know, what is that, 9 months later? I'm stronger than I ever was.
Good.
So in a way, me breaking my back, learning that I have this disability,
Yeah.
and doing preventative work, has made me a stronger person.
I wish I
overall.
learned about
So,
preventative work like a year ago. Yeah, trust me. That's wild. So,
Yeah.
kinesiology now, you can obviously do you program all yourself or do you
No.
you have a coach, right?
I
You
have a
said you
coach. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that just for like powerlifting, PL, or is it just like an all around kind of like GPP, as you say?
It's powerlifting. He primarily so my coach is known on Instagram as Brolic Graham. His name is Yili Mujaj. He's a firefighter up in New York City.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He primarily supplies a like lifting regimen to follow.
Nice.
Online, of course.
Okay.
But as far as diet and everything goes, like diet, sleep, he gives recommendations.
Good.
But as far as the coaching goes, that's very powerlifting, sets, reps, rest day specific.
Yeah.
All the other stuff I've kind of just figured out on my own.
Good.
Taking his advice.
Yeah, you have to a lot of the time. Yeah.
He doesn't provide any specifics on that.
Okay, cool.
I forget where you were going with that.
Well, have you
question.
ever competed like in a powerlifting meet?
Oh, not yet.
Oh,
I have one July 22nd.
Did you sign up? You signed up,
Yes.
right? Okay,
It's
good.
USAPL July 22nd, full power meet in somewhere in Philadelphia. It looks like it's at an auto body shop or something. Yeah, I don't know.
That's great.
Someone's garage.
Dude, what we're gonna do is after this, you're gonna send me that meet. I want to go.
Oh yeah.
I love going to PL meets. I think it's
I've never been.
You've never been to one?
Never been. No.
Interesting. I'm gonna get you into strong, man. It's gonna happen. I'm eventually just gonna bug you every time I see you, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, listen, man, I signed you up. I already paid for it. I'd hate to lose out on my money. You want to just do it? I'll train you." But no, that's awesome. So it's full power.
Yep.
How you feeling about it?
I feel pretty good. With working landscaping and everything, I've been losing a lot of weight. I signed up for the 100 kg class, so max out at like 220 pounds. Right now, sitting here, I'm floating around 200.
Oh no.
So I don't know what the class below that is. I don't know if it's like 92.5 or 93 kg, but I think the weight cutoff is 198.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and cut for that class because I'm obviously closer to that than 220.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what I was saying earlier with like squat, bench, deadlift, the only thing that really feels bad is squat. But it's still not weak. It's not like a horrific squat, but I guess when you're if you compare yourself to like national level guys, it's abysmal. But it's a local meet, nothing crazy.
Dude,
live, laugh, love.
Live. I should have left it up, dude.
Yeah,
I knew I should have left it up. I'm mad at myself now. I was like, no, Wade's valid. He'd like it, but so there's this one thing that I did find. Big Poppy Panora.
Yes.
I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, Westside Barbell Lifter.
Yeah. So I learned this from him, his videos like years ago. So I was deadlifting with Rick Harrell.
Yes.
So I always used to train together, and literally just due to work constraints, I don't see him all that often. Yeah. So we were deadlifting one Saturday. We competed at timeout.
Wait, this past Saturday?
No. This was like about a year and a half ago.
Gotcha.
And we competed at timeout, but it wasn't that heavy of a comp, and it was more like a promotional then, and we got prizes and stuff. But so then we were on the same program, so it's like we're gonna deadlift on Sunday. So we did like 705 on the bar, and I remember I pull it and I had a hitch, but I didn't hitch the proper way. I jerked it, and I couldn't walk the next day. You should ask him. It was bad. I was messed up.
Yeah.
But I learned this thing from him, ironically enough, about 3 days after, was the Hatfield squat.
That's when you have like a fixed bar in front of you and you hold on to that.
So
right?
it saves your back a little bit, saves your hamstrings, which is the biggest problem, and it'll work your quads, keep you stable, and you can let's say your max is like 425. You could probably throw on around like a 600 on there.
Sure.
Max that bitch out.
Yeah.
And get a good fucking stretch. Save your back a little bit, save your knees. I would try that out. That might help you out a little bit too. But
Yeah.
check with your coach because I'm also an idiot.
yeah,
so
sure.
I just, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Andrew's
you
giving me a lot of shit over the years too. So
Well, no, like when you were talking about that one strongman comp in August.
Yeah, beer muscles.
I'll
sign you up, dude. I'll sign you up
I really
right
wanted
now.
to, but I was
I'll
like,
sign you up right now.
I'm trying to do so. So my goal right now, do my meet in July, then do a follow-on meet in like November, December to see what I can do in like a half year's time. Because when you sign up for USAPL, and I'm sure like with
Strongman,
it's like you're locked in for a year.
Yeah, you pay.
Like you have a membership
for
a year,
fee,
right?
Yeah.
So obviously, I paid for my year. I'm gonna get my year's worth out by doing like 2 comps, and then I'm probably gonna take a break from like having. I guess like from having a coach and like focusing on training for competition, just because I've been with Yili now for almost a year.
Okay, nice.
And
Does
I've
he
definitely
compete?
gotten a lot. Oh yeah, he competes.
Okay.
USAPL, I think right now.
Ooh.
What is he, like 242 or something like that?
Yeah.
Big boy. But yeah, I've been with him for almost a year now, and I just kind of want to chill.
Yeah.
Not saying that I'm like a top level lifter, and
I think you're
it's
pretty
like
fucking
it's
strong.
like work going to the gym now.
Yeah.
But it's like I just kind of want to chill.
It's a business trip.
I
you get in there,
enjoy
too.
doing conjugate stuff. He does
Yeah.
not, and it's not like I hate you, Dad. Let me use bands and chains.
Yep.
It's just it's just fun. I just want to have fun with it. That's the thing.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say I'll talk to Sam and all them. If you're free on a Sunday, dude, get there at 9. We bench, and it's like we use bands and chains on Sunday, and it sucked. It sucked so bad. I'm still hurting.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'd love to get you to do a comp. They're just because the thing is this is not me shitting on. Sorry, Katie, USAPL, I love you. But when it like those 3 disciplines that just you do them all the time,
Yeah.
and it was so freeing trying like different other things.
Yeah, like
You gotta
using a
do one.
cambered bar
Dude,
or something, you know?
Dude, I'll pay for your next comp. I just want to see you just pick up a stone. You're just so strong. You're just so strong. I'd love to see what you can do, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll get a DM about. You're shitting on powerlifting. I'm like, I'm sorry.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah.
The problem is you're just around me enough where it's like I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Right.
But so you have this new meet coming up. You said July, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Visitors are welcome. $10 at the door. There is a capacity, so get there early.
Cool. So, are they doing it in flights? So do you have like a list of people in your bracket?
I'm sure. I got an email about it the other day. I didn't.
Okay. I don't know.
I didn't. Holy shit! I didn't open any attachments yet.
Okay.
I'm sure that's all explained.
Yeah.
But I know it's like. I think females lift first.
Yeah.
They'll go through all their squats,
Mhm.
then males, and then I'm pretty sure it's like lightest to heaviest.
Yeah.
So that way the loaders aren't like throwing on 500 pounds and like 125. You know.
If I give you if I can give you one piece of advice, double check the plates before you get on the bar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's been a big thing, especially in USAPL. Sorry, Katie, I love you. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I know, like for strongman, we have this thing called Iron Podium, where I can see everyone that signed up, and I can kind of like look them up, like, how strong is this guy? Oh shit, he's strong. Like, so I don't know if you have that. I mean, I am just curious. I always check.
No, I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah. So now that you're at school, you're at Burke, right? How is it over there? I've been to the campus once, I think.
Yeah. It's like it almost feels like a community college in a way.
Yeah.
So
it was nice though.
Oh yeah, it's totally nice. You got like I was gonna call it a defect, but civilians don't use that. Like a cafeteria. There you go. They got that. They got dorms.
Shout out Ben, because I understood that reference. I'm so proud of you for teaching me, buddy.
Yeah, but yeah. So like you can live there. But I know a lot of people that go there are from the Reading area exclusively.
Yeah.
So you don't have that big college feel. Like when I was I went up to JMU a few
Okay,
times.
cool.
And like, hey, where are you from? California. Oh, that's crazy. Like, at Penn State, or at Penn State Berks, you don't really have that all that often.
Yeah.
I mean, you do. For me, I'm 25. I'll be turning 26 in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice,
and
dude.
I just like look at everybody there, and they're younger than my little sister. So it's like, y'all are babies.
Y'all are babies.
I think of it like you guys are born after the SpongeBob movie that came out in 2004, 2005.
What?
I think.
Oh, wait.
You have to quote me on that.
No, I believe you because you're probably right.
So
I'm
my little
with
sister
dates.
was born in 2000.
So so that's
she graduated like 2 years ago. So freshmen now are like 6 years behind her. So that'd be like 2006 maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Is that mathing up?
It makes sense.
Yeah, so if you're
Hang
born
on.
2006, 2016, 10.
Yeah.
Plus, so that would be.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
14,
You're right.
It'd be close to 18. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
18, 19.
That's crazy,
Younger
dude.
than the SpongeBob movie.
Oh my god. See, like my little sister, she's 13.
Yeah.
So everything is just everything that I do. So there was a clip.
2010.
Yeah, she was in
Dude,
10.
that's just wild. I hear
Yeah.
that and I'm like, that you can't. There's no way.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So there's a clip. I don't know if you've seen it on like Instagram or anything like that. But like we're sitting here with the old table setup, and she goes, "You're old." I'm like, Amanda, what do you mean I'm old? She's like, "I'm just old." She goes, "You're being dramatic." I'm like, "I'm dramatic." She goes, "Okay, you're right." But I was like, "What do you mean I'm old? Like, leave me alone."
Yeah.
But everything I do, I'm just the old guy. It doesn't matter what I do.
I have my buddy's fiance. She teaches at Pope John Paul.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And she had a student ask her the other day if she was born in the 1900s. And then she like gave like the most intense eye roll, and I was like, "Girl, I feel you." Oh my god! I mean, it's like, yo, these kids are like, "Were you born in the 1900s?"
I was
like,
born in '99. Yeah.
Yeah, like as if you would ask someone if they were born in like the 1800s, right?
Dude, shoot me. Oh my god!
Just wild.
What are we coming to nowadays, dude?
Getting old.
Apparently, we're old now, dude, which blows my mind. It makes no sense to me. But I mean, I guess like looking back when we were that young, like you always looked at like kids who were 18 years old, and you're like in the 8th grade, you're like, oh my gosh, they're so old. They're these they're like, oh my gosh, they're the seniors, and like now it's like, oh dude, they're babies.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like I know like PV just graduated too, right?
Yeah, I think last week.
Yeah, last week, and it's just like. I see them come to the bar, and I'm like, these, like, not like drinking.
Yeah, right.
Like they have like a whole, like a setup
going. Yeah.
But I'm like, they're just children.
Oh yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So what was it like being on the other side?
What do you mean?
Because you went to PV, right?
Oh yeah. So I was thinking about that on the way over here. You're from Collegeville, but you're like Springford, Collegeville.
So
you're a yam.
So I'm a yam. That's all right.
Yam.
You guys are dykes. So I'm gonna get canceled for that too. But well, I told you the video of our other podcast that I'm gonna cancel for it. Oh, you saw it. You saw it. Yeah.
Based.
Yeah,
based in Red.
Pin that comment.
Yeah.
But so ironically enough, the neighborhood behind me was PV.
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah.
So, or half of it is.
Yeah.
So I could have went to PV.
You're right.
But yeah, I remember like not to bring up old high school.
Sure.
Stuff,
yeah.
But it's like what was always interesting was like I think you were one of the first PV people I've had on here.
Oh really?
It's
a privilege and an honor.
Oh.
That
we're growing out of it,
finding some treaty and armistice here in our 20s.
Yeah,
you're gonna like go
talking
about
high school
rivalry,
dude. The only reason I bring it up is because PV graduated and they were in there, but we had some Springport grads that were in there too, and they were just joking around. But it was funny because like I sit there and I think and I'm like, that was like your whole world, and now it's like, oh dude, I don't care where you came from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
totally.
It just blows my mind, and like I do have to apologize. I want to say this like for like ending up at your house one night. Like years ago, I just thought that was like,
it wasn't my party for you to be.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but I think that
small world.
Well, it is.
Collegeville trap.
Well, yeah, Collegeville trap. Yeah. Well, it's funny because like I think that's how you and I first bonded. Was when I was like, dude, do you know this house that had this? And you're like, dog, that's my house. I'm like,
I think that was because of a video that I posted. I was doing a workout with my dog.
Yes,
and there was a barn behind me, and you're like, yo, does that barn have a basketball court
Yes,
in it?
yes.
And I was like, how'd you know? Oh, dude, I was there. I was
Dude,
like,
so
dang.
funny story. When I told you that, right? I think Cody was near me, and I guess you walked away. He goes, "What the fuck was that?" And I'm like, "Listen, dude, I was curious. I didn't mean anything by it." And he goes, "You realize you look like a weirdo."
I
And
didn't
was,
think there's nothing weird
well,
about
no,
it at all.
like, because so him and I have this thing at the gym where when we go, we're not gonna like, we'll be like, yo, look at that shit, like whatever, but like, I'm not trying not to stare, try to be like we're here to lift,
Yeah,
hang out with the homies, the people there, talk around,
yeah,
but it's like, not there to make anyone uncomfortable.
sure.
And he was like, dude, now this guy's gonna leave, he's never gonna talk to us. I'm like,
no.
I don't think it was that bad. It went over pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, what I was thinking, what that might have done was unlock a core memory in your mind.
What
Like you probably remember being like before you saw the picture, right?
Yeah.
Of, like the barn or whatever.
It was a core memory.
Yeah, you probably remember being at a party where there was a barn and a basketball court, but you remember like nothing else about it. But then you saw part of that memory, which unlocked like the full memory.
So for a while though, I was working at South Elementary,
I remember you telling me
and
that.
I could
yeah.
because I could see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, because like because I never really always went that way. Because you turn
Right.
down third, instead of turning right onto third, you turn left.
Yeah.
Right. And I never really went that way until South. And then I was driving there one day. I'm like, this looks familiar. This is interesting. I was like a freshman, and then like you go to take the kids out for recess, yay!
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog, I've been there. I know. I know, and it sounds so weird saying it, but yeah. That still blows my mind.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so now with like the whole lifting thing, kinesiology, and then now the gym.
Yeah.
Obviously, between you and I, it's like almost 20 minutes, 18, 19 minutes. Well, I guess you just take right straight down.
Yeah, it depends on when I leave.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say on a good day, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Something like that.
So not exactly close, Well, I mean close, but you had the Y at LA Fitness. So what brought you to the gym and CrossFit Outside's?
So when I was in high school, my senior year, I went to Rascals.
Okay, yeah.
And
that was a big thing.
When I was in the military, I had a couple friends who still went to Rascals, and they're like, yo, this ain't it. So they went to LA, and they're like, this really ain't it, because, the people that go to LA are, like, under here.
Dude, trust
I'm
me,
not saying everyone that goes to LA is a bad person. Just you have a lot of bad eggs that kind of speak for you.
Well, dude,
and I'm going to stay away from them,
When Cody and I were doing beer muscles last year, right? We would go and use their sauna every once in a while. He's like, "Yo, we should go check out use the sauna. I've been doing this." And I'm like, "Sure, I'll come with you."
At LA.
At LA, and
Yeah,
I'm like, "It was $20. Like, whatever.
Sauna.
It's $20. Whatever. Just do it once." Because he was cutting weight and he wanted me to do it with him.
Sure.
We'll go.
Yeah.
And the vibe that I got when I got to PT Providence Town Center,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like this.
No, because everyone's eyeing you.
Everyone's eyeing me.
They're like gatekeeping 225 on bench, and they're like they probably just thought you were a big dumb fat idiot or something.
Probably.
Right?
I mean, I am a big dumb fat idiot.
My buddies, we call each other like. I probably shouldn't say it. Like, towards the end of my career in the military, I was pretty fluffy.
Okay. Yeah.
But going back to people at LA, they suck. And you were saying that you and Cody would go there for the sauna, just like the looks that you get.
I'm just like, dude, like, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And maybe people always go like, oh, you feel like the eyes. I'm like, no, dude, like, people were looking at us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, dude, like, whatever.
So I knew I outgrew Rascals. I knew I wasn't going to LA.
Yeah.
The Y, whenever I heard a Y, I thought about kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yep.
And then one of my friend's brothers went to the gym, and he's like, yeah, my brother goes to this gym. I mean, I never been there. I don't know what it's like. So I was like, well, I got to try that out because it's not that far. And
it's called the gym.
Yeah, and I was like, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I got there, and I forget who gave me my walk. I don't think it was Chris. I forget who it was.
Chris, it definitely wasn't Chris because you've been there for a while.
I've been there since 2021, like May of 2021.
Yeah, he's pretty new.
Yeah. But I just remember walking back there, and I looked into the mutant room, and I saw logs, I saw cambered bars, I saw trap bars, or not trap bars, You have camber bars, buffalo bars,
Duff-
football bars, the kabuki bar. I saw they had
thing's
deadlift
humbling.
specific bars, right? And I was like, that's it. That's all
Yeah.
I needed to see. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not like the turf is cool and all
Yeah,
the
I'm rarely ever on
like
there. Sundays.
like farmers walk implements or yokes, like cool.
Yeah.
But like that room right there, that immediately sold me. I was like, done.
Yeah.
Easy. And of course, the people that go there, for the most part, are fantastic people.
For the most part, it's true.
Yeah. You I mean,
You'll
it's-
run
it's-
into-
It's never, I don't think it's even worth complaining about.
No, not even like a little
But
bit. Yeah.
like, yeah.
Jim
I mean,
runs a
Jim
great,
and Amy are awesome.
They're the best.
Whenever
yeah.
I go there, when Chris is there, I'm always talking to that dude for at least 20,
Oh,
30
dude,
minutes.
same. I had him on. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I had him on.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
that was
have to.
Great. He's a
Love
phenomenal
Chris.
person. I love him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to complain about at that place.
Yeah, no.
But like, I kind of like I see new people signing up, and I'll have this little voice in my head to like kind of con them out of not getting a membership,
Oh,
so
yeah.
then it doesn't get so busy. But obviously,
But you
I'm
don't
not
do
gonna
it.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to intentionally kill a business's
Oh,
business
yeah, never.
because
No.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But-
But it does like because like this morning I was there. I say morning because I got there at like 9:30, but yeah, I'm getting there late. Dude. I've been a lazy fuck. I'll just be honest. We get my ass kicked at work. So, and it was just all these high schoolers. They're nice kids. Nothing against them.
Sure.
But you see them slap like 495 on the
Deads?
deadlift, and I'm like, oh, 405 looks so heavy for you, buddy. Like you look like a strong kid, but. And
Sure.
I watched him. I'm like, pull the slack out. He goes like, all right, cool. I'm like, all right. I'm like, oh, dude. He goes, oh. I'm like, oh no, dude.
Yeah, he hurt
watched-
himself.
I think a little bit. I think he tweaked something, but it was fine. It was one of Charlie's friends. I don't know if you know who Charlie is.
Yeah.
But like Charlie was like, see, somebody you just have to listen, you know. But whatever, it happens.
Yeah.
Can you believe in total we've been talking for about 54 minutes?
Really?
Dude, I know.
Time flies when you're
We're gonna
having
keep
fun.
going. Dude, it's great. This is fantastic.
I got nothing else to do. So
No, it
whatever-
was. It was
whatever
great.
you
This
wanna
is
do.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So, now being here at the gym, like, have you been to like another gym and like seen like a different atmosphere of things?
No. But what I was saying with you earlier before we started, like Lions Den,
Is that Mary? Yeah.
not saying that I'm going to go to Colmar every day when I want to lift. I would like to see, like to go there for a day or something.
Well, on like a Saturday, dude, come with me.
Yeah.
It costs you $20. No, $15.
Yeah.
And you can come. You can either do strongman with me, or you can just do like regular lifting.
Yeah.
Like it's a valid place. Or McMillan, they're really cool too.
McMillan training.
Facility, yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh. Evan the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Is that the same McMillan?
Yes.
You're kidding me. I thought
his
he
name
lived in
is
Virginia
still on the
now.
board. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. The first time I was there, Alex Kraft, I don't know if it was Rick too, maybe Rick, and then there was two other people, maybe Mark Licio, and we all trained this. Maybe I messed up, but there was a bunch of people that I was there. I know Alex Kraft was the one, and I went to go see them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, McMillan training facility. And I'm like, this is cool. Like, I've heard about it. Like, I've been invited to, like, not like by the owners or anything, but like, people
Sure.
would go there and like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
come and check this out. And I'm like, wait, Evan the T. Wait, what?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this is crazy. And he was like just there, and I didn't know that was like his whole thing.
Dude,
But I guess he's in Virginia, or I don't know where he is now. But yeah, that's where he used. That
So-
is the McMillan training facility.
damn, dude. That is crazy because I know.
Place is massive.
I just remember because in like for World's Strongest Man, they kind of give a little like
Yeah.
like before the heats and everything, they have like a little autobiography. The athletes will talk about themselves, where they're from and stuff. And I
Yeah.
know that Evan's from like Lancaster
Yeah, he is.
or Lancaster, however you want to say
I
it.
just don't like
But
it,
then
so I don't
like
know.
so you have that, and then I like sometimes on Instagram or whatever they'll post locations, and I
Yep.
know there's like I think I see a lot of like Richmond or Fairfax, Virginia from
okay.
him. But then I
haven't seen
also
that
see like McMillan Training Center or something,
facility.
and
Yeah.
I never clicked on it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was right, dude. That's crazy.
Dude, it's and it's
So I
and
could
it's,
be going to like Hennings or something, running into Evan and T-Rex Singleton.
Well, people
buying 100
have.
pounds of like ground beef.
Yep.
Dude,
Dude,
that's nuts.
It is. It's not. And like, it was because they had the way they were set like in the back. Like there's kegs and stuff, and they had like It was a keg loading race, which is
Yeah.
how it was going, and I like looked up and I'm like, that's a very impressive squat. And I was like,
8 plates or something stupid.
well, no, because like they have like a board of like
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
so like above where like they were where the heat was going, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's an impressive number up there. Wait, and then I watched my buddy Anthony. He goes, yes, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, blows my mind.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. But yeah, you'll have to come on one of these. I haven't been there a little bit, but the power plant gym is pretty cool too.
Power plant?
Yeah, they're ones that they run with the 2SP Brewing Company, the beer muscles.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole bunch you can try, dude. Listen, hop on the carpet. I'll show you the world.
Okay. Thanks,
But yeah.
Aladdin.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But getting a little closer, so we'll start wrapping this up because I have to stay in that time constraint now.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, listen, this is I'm gonna steal you again. I'm just hoping that I'm gonna pass you till you
Sounds good.
come back over here. But yeah, dude. So being in the Marines now, well, getting out,
Yep.
going to school,
Yep.
being a lifter, breaking your back.
Yep.
By lifting, get your head out of the gutter, John B. And everything else, you're a very impressive man.
Oh, thank you.
And now with kinesiology, like that, like you could transfer to like medical school.
Potentially.
Yeah, and, like dude, like the world is your oyster.
Oh, yeah. It's got to shuck it.
Gotta shuck it. Is that what it's called? Shucking an oyster. Oh yeah,
like
shucking an oyster.
oyster shucking contests and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
They do.
Probably
there's a
Massachusetts or something.
Okay.
I've heard of that. Oyster shucking. Yeah.
I've never. I don't think that's what it's called.
It's not
Shucking?
shelling.
Shucking.
Because that's
Shucking.
I think it's shucking.
So like when I eat like an oyster,
You're
I'm
shucking.
shucking.
You're shucking them.
I'm shucking them into my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my god! That's someone's gonna make a clip of that, and I'm screwed.
Yeah. They say oysters are an aphrodisiac, so you're just shucking some oysters, making eye contact. I'm gonna shuck you later, like
What?
that really woe a woman over if you no. Hypothetically.
Oh my god! That's how you woo women.
Yeah.
You
Shuck them.
I'm crying. Oh my god. I don't know where I'm gonna be. My poor girlfriend. I'm like, yo, can I shuck you later? Yo, can we go to that seafood joint? Can we go to Creed's and KOP? I need to go shuck some women. I need to go shuck some. Oh my god. No, I'm crying. All right. But
it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure,
Glad
man.
to call you a friend.
Yeah, man.
And glad to be on.
We should have. There we go. We should have cheers before we drink the beers. But it's all right.
Yeah, I know it's not rain. Got a white monster.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
I don't know if you want to cheers the.
Sure, I'll drink.
Yeah.
My friend, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.
And until next time, my friend. Always welcome.